This is that late night working after 3, man. This is why my old girl was mad at me. This why I'm your majesty, man. The click is the tightest, the tightest, the drinks are the coldest, the future the bright.
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, lifestylesdefined.com. We're in the building, discuss the Microsoft Surface, not the Surface Pro 3, the Surface 3. So this one is this is a bit of an interesting entry for Microsoft into the tablet world. I think the general consensus of the Surface Pro 3 is it's a light device. It's a light computer, laptop, tablet, whatever you want to call it, because it satisfies all of those. But people like it. You know, it is what they say it is. It performs like they say it should. And I think the important part is, even though it may not be able to fit in everyone's lifestyle or workflow, the industry accepts it and says, okay, that's cool. Good job, Microsoft. So here they come with the Surface 3, which by the lack of the Pro name, you can tell is the less premium version or less premium model. So what it actually is I know you guys, a lot of you fans here, our subs, you guys remember the RT and the Surface RT, the Surface 2 RT. And you know, these were more of a mobile infrastructure or mobile architecture chips, and it was less capable. And I think the fact that Microsoft pretty much just gave up on Windows RT was just a terrible look in general. A lot of people were left stranded. So here comes this lesser Surface, and it sort of satisfies the crowd that the Surface RT first appealed to. And what I mean by that was it's a lot thinner, better battery life, it's a lot lighter. And here in the Surface 3 realm, it still holds true. You know, the Surface 3 is coming home with a smaller display. It's coming home with a less powerful processor, and they're toting it to have all-day battery life because of these constraints, and it is thinner and lighter. So I think it's a good sacrifice for somebody out there who doesn't need balls to the wall computing. You know, this thing could very well fit a lot of people's needs. So I mentioned the display being smaller. The Surface Pro had a 12-inch display, and that went with the 3:2 aspect ratio, and they retained the 3:2 aspect ratio here with the Surface 3, but it's a 10-inch display. The resolution's been bumped down to 1920 by 1080, which is not as good as the Surface Pro 3, but still good enough. And you can still use the pen. It still has a touchscreen, so on and so forth. So, you know, not bad at all. It's got this new quad-core Atom processor. I know I know a lot of people hear Atom and they start running for the hills like, oh no, I'm out, fuck that shit. But this is not the Atom processor from yesteryear. You know, this, from what I've been seeing in the benchmark results, it actually holds its own. It's not a bad performer. Now I wouldn't be quick to load Windows 10 and start streaming your Xbox. Don't know how that's gonna work yet. Haven't seen anyone test it. But I think for doing very basic to medium tasks, like your browsing the web, YouTube videos, your office productivity, you'll be okay. Will I run and install Photoshop on this thing? Not necessarily. It'll run, but I wouldn't make that my main device. Speaking of apps like Photoshop, the process is one thing, but what you really need for those apps, you need a lot of RAM. And this is where they were able to skimp on the offering to get the price down. And we'll talk about the price in a minute. So this guy comes with 2 gigs in configurations with 2 gigs to 4 gigs of RAM. You know, I look at something like my Dell Venue Pro, which has 2 gigs of RAM, and it's an older infrastructure. I keep saying it's an older architecture, and it runs fine. I mean, I have no problems with that. I think it'll be okay. I think for most people it'll be okay with that 2 gigs of RAM. One of the other things I really liked about it was the design. They really kept the design language from the Surface 3, and they kept the adjustable kickstand, but it's a 3-position kickstand, whereas in the Surface Pro you can sort of adjust it any way you want. So not bad, but they made some improvisations there. Then you've got the USB. It doesn't have USB 3. I'm sorry, USB-C. That's the one everyone's raving about after Apple. But it's got the micro USB as the actual charger, which is pretty dope now, because that means your cell phone charger, you know, whatever you use to charge your camera, your earpieces, all of these things will work with the Surface, unless you're an Apple guy. So yeah, be wary there. But I think above all, when you look at the price tag of this thing, Microsoft did some magic here. This guy is starting at $499. I think that's a hell of a price point for something this powerful, this productive, this innovative. However, there's lots of room for criticism here. Meaning, $499 is the price of the Surface, right? Which is fine. I think it's a good price. But then you sort of don't factor in the keyboard, which is another $130, and then you're gonna want the pen. I think the pen's like $60. So that's another almost $200 you need to spend to really get in comfortably. And I think that's a missed opportunity. They should have bundled the keyboard and the pen and make it something like $450, or even just get stupid aggressive like they did with the Xbox and $400 with the keyboard. You know, like they got to do something, because on its own, the Surface without the keyboard, I don't think it stands up to an iPad, which is about this $500 price point. I think it really needs this experience with the keyboard and the pen for you to really understand, like, whoa, this is its own thing. You know, this replaces a lot of devices that I currently use. But if you need to buy it, your buy-in is $500, and then you got to spend an extra $130 for the keyboard. It's just not looking good. And then there's little issues here and there where the keyboards for the Surface keyboards for the Surface Pro will actually work and snap in with the 3, but it'll be a little wide. It'll be a little wider on the ends, because obviously the Pro is a 12-inch and the regular 3 is a 10-inch. So there's some things to be worked out. I wish Microsoft would just bundle the damn keyboard and get it over with. I really wish they would. It's such a tough sell without the keyboard. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of you guys have been excited about the Surface 3. I have. I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. It was pretty much a surprise when they announced it, but it's a good surprise, and you know, a lot of our subscribers know me. I'm still not satisfied. I want a Surface 3 Mini or a Surface Pro 3 Mini. I don't care. I can't use 10 and 12-inch tablets anymore. I mean, this is my phone. This is a 6-inch device, and I do so much on this. And if I'm gonna use a tablet, it's got to be marginally bigger than this, but not to the fact that I'm holding something that's 10 inches and it's uncomfortable to hold. Can't do that anymore. But anyway, it's your boy Ramon. Leave a comment. Hit us below. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. If you picked up a Surface 3, if you're gonna pick one up, I want to hear from you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.